Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we are just testing to make sure that the advisor script element over here is working properly. It may or may not. We'll find out. Oh my, yes it does work. Size 32 is a little on the large side, maybe. We'll go for size 24. Okay, but the other thing that we still need to implement is a Unity event here for the advisor script element. So public Unity event, and this would be, essentially this would be pause and trigger, I guess we could call it. So then the question is, if I just do that, how does that show up in the inspector when we are setting up our advisor script element here? List is empty. Okay, so we would then be able to just select a runtime function. That's fine. I don't like the name pause end trigger. On end pause? No, I don't like that either. So public Unity event on begin pause, however, I like that. Let's go ahead and recompile that. And then we'll be able to set up our trigger there, although I do want to actually move it down to the bottom, like so. And I think the minimum number of lines for the text area, I'm going to bump up to 3, because I want this to be just a little bit bigger. When this is empty anyway. Yeah, there we go. That feels a little bit better. So on begin pause, and then in here, we can do something along the lines of in the advisor script. Down here, we can say, so awaiting delegate equals false, and then down here, when we actually begin pause, then we can say, instead of method equals elements current index dot method, which we kind of no longer need. Yeah, I think we no longer need that. Which means we don't need the advisor object. I'm gonna test this quick. Because if that's the case, then we also don't need the prefab system, and I like the non-prefab system a little bit better. We would make this not inherit anything at all. And then this would just be a mono behavior. Okay. And of course, we don't have all of this. No, I think we still need that. I think I was wrong. We don't need this. But I think we do still need this to be an advisor object. And maybe we need to not comment out all of this. Right. Okay. So we still need this. Reason being, we still need to set our delegate method. So that's fine. So I think we then, when we do this, method equals elements current index dot method, we don't need to do this anymore. So we can get rid of this and then just say elements current index dot on begin pause dot invoke. Okay. So if we invoke that, this can just remain where it's at, and then we can just set it from the advisor object. And then we can have, theoretically, a big string of delegate methods here. Delegate methods for variable pause. Like so. And then, for right now, we can do something kind of along the lines of... Well, the advisor object doesn't know about a lot of things. And that's okay, I think. We can grab them, though, can't we? Or we can make this be potentially static. I'm not sure exactly how we want to structure this yet. But for right now, we will say something along the lines of public bool test pause method. We're not going to pass anything in for right now. So all this is going to do is return false. Okay. So let's go ahead and let that compile up. We'll have this pause on next. And we'll just have this say, the first thing you should probably do is name your company. And then it will say something along the lines of, you can do this by typing in the box in the upper left-hand corner. Try this. Well, actually, after clicking next, try this. Okay, so it's not going to actually work quite yet, obviously. But in the onBegin pause, we can then go into our, like, realistically, we can grab ourselves here, the test advisor prefab, and we can do the advisor script element, theoretically. Wait, why isn't that showing up? It should pop up a public bool test pause method, right? But it is definitely not there. Okay. So why is it not showing up? Did we not save? Because this should be inheriting from the advisor object. Maybe this needs to be virtual in order for it to show up in the inspector. Let's find out. No. Just not there. So, why is this not here? Also, as a secondary question, can we grab elements current index dot on begin pause dot get persistent method name? That's interesting. Requires an index. It's interesting. Okay. So, in that case, why is test pause method not showing up in here? They're both inheriting from advisor objects still, correct? Yes, they are. So then test pause method would be something along the lines of, and actually, we're kind of going to need two-ish methods maybe baked into one here. So maybe like if method equals no, then it would be method equals test pause method, and then just return false. So it sets it when you first invoke it, and then there you go. There's your method. So in that case, we are going to need to grab our method here as well. So then method equals elements current index dot method, like that. Okay. That's theoretically viable. We could have these be higher up. Like, we could have these be in the advisor object and automatically assigned, and I may end up doing that. We'll see. We'll see. Now, as far as why test function is not, or rather test method is not showing up here, I don't know. There must be a reason. Let me see here. Unity parent class function not in inspector. Let's see. The parent class must inherit from mono behavior, and it does. These are specifically for fields, though, not for functions. Okay. Well, let me try not in event inspector here. My function doesn't appear in the onClick button script. This sounds basically perfect. Oh, it has to be a void? Obviously, this isn't going to work exactly as designed. So, oh, we do have a problem here. Yeah, can't return it, obviously. And this should be a void as well. And then this can't be... yeah, that can't be run like that either. So then the question is, how do we... well, I'm just going to comment this out for right now and see if that does in fact work. Does it have to be void? If so, that makes me very sad. It does have to be void. Unity event method bool. Is there any way to have a Unity event have a return value? That's what I want to know. And let's see. We can implement an interface condition. Okay, I guess not. So we're going to have to do this in a slightly different manner. So, in that case, we can do this a couple of different ways. Because obviously we're not going to be able to return a Boolean here. So when we run our delegate here, we're just going to have to do something along the lines of... like, this just isn't going to work, since we have to return void. Thanks, Unity. So if we are returning our void, then we would say something along the lines of... we would call our method. Now we can't, I think, pass a variable there, can we? If we could pass a variable there, that would actually be really, really good. Unity event method. Can we pass like a single variable? A single parameter. That's what I want to do. Let's see here. Like, for example, if we came in here and we said test pause method, and this would be something along the lines of advisor script. So obviously, method equals test pause method script. But we can't do that in a delegate. So we can't pass a function, or we can't pass a parameter, and we can't return a value. We can still do this. It's not the end of the world. There are just easier ways we could have done it if we could do those things. So if awaiting delegate and method equals no, then we should go ahead and call our, or rather we should go ahead and run delegate method. So, I mean, that's kind of pointless. We could just do method here and kill that. Okay, so we're now running our method, and our method will be doing things. But let's go ahead and move our UI components out of here and into our advisor object. Now, I'm going to get rid of the header here, and this is just going to be UI components, and I don't want to show these in inspector. Hide in inspector. We're going to need using unityengine.ui, and we're going to want to hide all of these in the inspector. There we go. And then we're going to need to just grab ourselves our components automatically. So let's go ahead and say void start. So we'll grab them automatically when we start. And then the question is, do we want to grab these by name or by tag? We only have a limited number of tags, I think. Maybe we do have an unlimited number of tags. Advisor window. Okay. Yeah, I think we have basically all the tags we need. So we'll do it that way. We'll grab this by advisor window, and then we'll say advisor window equals game object dot find object with tag. Find game object with tag. And the tag will be advisor window dot get component advisor window. Or no, dot get component. This is an image. Yes. Okay. So that's now automatically assigned. And hypothetically, for the advisor script, if run on load on start script, yeah, so in on start script we set it to active, but if we have it be deactivated, we can't automatically grab it. So we're going to need it to be active at start, or rather at awake, and then in private void start, we can then have it say something like this. Advisor window. Actually, no. I don't want to do this. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So advisor window equals gameObject.findObject with tag.getComponent. Okay. So next we're going to need our advisor image. So I'm going to do the same thing here, add a tag after it compiles. There we go. Advisor image. And we'll set that right there. And then advisor text. Advisor text. There we go. We'll set that here. And we'll just go ahead and do this real quick. Advisor image equals gameObject.findGameObject with tag. Advisor image dot get component. And this will be another image. And then this one would simply be advisor text equals gameObject.findGameObject with tag. This will be advisor text. Nope, no capital E there. Dot get component, and this will be tmpro.textmesh UGUI. There we go. And now we just need our buttons. So we will simply go with previous button. So advisor previous button, just in case I want to have a different previous button. It's a possibility. We'll go for advisor previous button. Add tag. Advisor next button. And finally, advisor skip button. There we go. Now, it might not always be the skip button. I don't know. I'll have to see if we want to use this for like events going forward or something. It's a possibility. So, next button equals GameObject.find GameObject with tag. This will be tag advisor next button dot get component, and this will just be simply button. Okay, and then previous button equals GameObject.find GameObject with tag advisor previous button. For some reason, I feel like I typoed that, but I don't think I did. Dot get component, and this will be again a button. Excellent. And then finally, skip button equals GameObject.find GameObject with tag advisor skip button dot get component of type button. Okay. So now everything knows about the advisor UI. Everything that's an advisor object automatically knows when it's created about these. So that's going to be kind of convenient. And we don't have to worry about it here. We don't have to worry about it here. It just automatically happens now when you start the game. Or when you create a new script. That kind of happens as well. So I'm just double checking that these are... Oh, look at that. Next button is untagged. Advisor next button. Skip tutorial, advisor skip button. I thought I forgot something. Perfect. Okay, so these should now be working basically perfectly-ish. We'll go ahead and set this to be a background so that we can make sure that the image is working. And then in our script here, I'm going to actually go ahead and duplicate the test advisor prefab. And this is going to be a folder here. I'm going to call this tutorial so that we have this all here. And then inside of here, I'm going to rename this simply to 001. And this one, 002. And that's going to be kind of our nomenclature so that we can keep track. So we have our script here and 001, 002, etc., etc. So then we can come in here and 002 would be our next advisor script element. And this would be something along the lines of, we would have this be, great job. Okay. You successfully named your company. You can change this at any time in the future. So don't, well, actually, you can change this at any time in the future if you so choose. And I'm going to change the sprite here just so that we can make sure that it's working to a knob. And then will we have it pause? Probably. Okay. So the question then is, how do we have it resume? We have it pausing, and then it's just going to sit here and call the method over and over again. And the method is simply going to do this. It just sets the method to test pause method. That's literally it. And then just returns. So, the question is, advisor script element doesn't know about advisor script. Advisor script knows about advisor script element, but we can't go this way. We can't go from the script element to the script, only from the script to the script element. And we can't return anything. We could cheese it. Theoretically, we could cheese it. Quite easily. So, wow. That's not how typing works. Public. Wow. My hands are in the wrong place, I think. Public. There we go. Perfect. Public bool should unpause. Okay, and then we would have something along the lines of private bool should unpause equals false. And then here we can just say if should unpause. Actually, we can just return it. Return should unpause. I mean, we don't really need to have it be like this. But I kind of don't want it to be exposed in advisor script, so I'm going to leave it like this. I mean, yeah, I don't want this to be cluttering up advisor script, but I feel like this is basically the best way to do it. So in the advisor object, then we would do something along the lines of find the, and instead of test pause method, I'm going to go ahead and rename this to be something a little bit better. Unpause on changing name. There we go. So we need to find the name input field, and then we need to, and realistically we probably can do that up here, but we need to find the name input field, and then we need to check to see if it has changed from the default. If yes, should unpause equals true. Actually, just equals true, not two, not tree, true. Else false. So basically, that's going to be what unpause on changing name is going to do. However, it's not there, so we can go ahead and do unpause on changing name. Pauses on next. This one is not going to pause and is just not going to do an on begin pause at all. Okay. So, obviously this isn't going to quite work yet. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we will finally have this implemented. See you all then.